Okay, everybody. This is going to be a video giving some of the measurements and dimensions of the hitch adapter for using a suburban style 3-point hitch on a more modern Craftsman GT with the slanted hitch plate on the rear that normally just uses a sleeve hitch. This is the adapter to use a 3-point on those. So you'll have to excuse some of my measurements. It's kind of quick and dirty, but I'll do the best I can for you. First off, it's just a 1 foot long 5/8 rod for your stabilizer bars. You actually have to put a cotter pin on the inside wall and on the outside wall to keep it from just falling out. So the furthest inside pinhole here with the cotter pin already in it is, I believe, 2 inches in, and the second one on the outside here is about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch in. It basically just has to keep it right here so it can't fall out either way. Okay, so that's out of the way. That's 1 foot by 5/8 rod. Okay, now all the measurements that I give on this are going to be off of one piece. So take those measurements and mirror them to get the other piece, because these are just an exact mirror copy of each other. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to use, let's see here. I'm going to use this piece to start off with. All right, let me grab my pen, and we will start with this bolt hole here on the bottom. Now this is, let's see here. Yep, this is as it would sit on the tractor. It would be sitting at an angle like this. This part in the back would actually mount to the hitch plate that's already there, and then your 3-point hitch would mount to these two holes. But you have to use on this edge, and I believe on these ones too, those funny wedge style shim washers to give it the proper kick and angle that you need for the lever to clear everything when you move the handle. So, but I'll get into that later. Let's see. First off, thickness of material. The total thickness of the metal here is 0.18 inches thick. Let's see here. Total height from bottom to top here, this is 2.5 inches tall. And let's see, the longest, okay, the width of it from on both pieces now, the width of it from this edge all the way to the outside edge is 3.5 inches. So it's 3.5 inches wide and, okay, 2.5 inches thick. And you will, it has some weird cutouts. Like it's got this cutout here so you can get a socket onto this bolt. And it also, if you look on the back side here, it's got this cutout here, and I believe that's to clear the little flat place where you'd hook like a yard cart to. But the longest part of it from this edge up to the top edge, that total length is going to be 9 1/16 inches from top to bottom. 9 1/16. So, all right, moving along. The hole here on the outer facing part, this is where you're going to mount your 3-point hitch to, is this hole and this hole. So this bottom hole here is a 7/16 hole. Like I said, this is the best I could come up with, just quick and dirty measurements with a caliper and a tape measure. 7/16 hole. It is from this edge to center 0.5625 inches. From this edge to center 0.5625. From this edge to center is 1/2 inch, 0.5 inches. All right. Okay, we'll do this one next. This hole is from this edge to center is 3/4 of an inch. And from this cut, let's see, yeah, from this cut to center is 1 inch. From this cut to center is 1 inch. All right, and sorry, I took a measurement of this hole, and it is 0.525 inches. So you could probably get by with just doing 1/2 inch hole here and 1/2 inch hole there. I'm sure there's probably some wear on this hitch and the manufacturing tolerances. Who knows what they were? So probably could just get by with 1/2 inch hole and 1/2 inch hole. Okay. This weird little cutout here, this is just so you can get a socket down onto this other bolt, because this is what actually bolts to the hitch plate on the tractor. So this cutout here, you could just make it whatever you need it to be to clear socket to get to that bolt. But if you want to do it, as close to the factory spec as possible, and as close to whatever I measured as possible, this gap from here to here is 1 1/4 inches, and the depth of it from this imaginary edge to here is 1.15 inches. I didn't get a measurement as to where to start. I can go ahead and do that right now. Let's see here. All right, that edge is going to be, let's see here, 1 and, is that 5/8? Yeah, we'll call that 1 5/8. 1 5/8 to start this edge to cut, and you make it around. Okay. This little notch here, same deal, is just cut out to allow you access with a socket to this bolt. This cutout is, let's see here, depth from this edge to square with here is, shoot, didn't measure that one either. Okay, this corner to square with here is 1 1/4. Now, I'll bet, let's see, yeah, 1 1/4, 1 1/4. So you just make this 1 1/4 square cut, and you can bevel it however you need to. If you don't want to, I don't care. All right, let's see here. Now we're gonna roll this. All right, this is where your 5/8 dowel is gonna go through, and you can see you got to put it in from the inside first, and then assemble the 2 halves of the hitch on top of the pin. Okay. This little cut here, this one here, is, let's see, from this edge to the outside edge of here is 1 1/4 inches. And the height of it, this gap here, is 0.375 inches. Okay, now we're going to continue to roll this. Oh, this hole here, that's just a 5/8 rod has to go through it. So you can drill it whatever size you want to accommodate the 5/8 rod, or depending on if you're going to try to put like a true cat 0 on there and you're going to change the size or something. But the size of this hole that I measured is, what did I say? It's 5/8 hole from this edge to center is 1.7 inches. From this edge to center, 1.7. And from the outside edge of here to center is 0.85 inches. 0.85 inches. All right, that should get you going on there. Now we're going to roll it over. All right, this is a pretty simple side. I'm going to flip my paper over. All right. Now, all right. Now, that cut that you made on this edge is going to follow all the way around on this edge. So it's going to be, 0.375, forget what that is, like 3/8 of an inch shorter than this back edge. So there'll be a difference there. So that's where we're going to start measuring from, is here. Okay. From this edge to center bolt hole is 1.8 inches. 1.8 inches from here to this edge. All right. From the outer side edge here, from here to center is 1/2 an inch. And this is a 7/16 hole. 1/2 an inch from edge to center, 1.8 inches from edge to center. All right, we're going to move up this side. This bolt hole is another 7/16, and from top edge to center measured 0.6 inches. So just a little over a 1/2 inch. And from outside edge to center is 3/4 inch, 0.75 inches. Yep. So this edge, once you make this cut, this edge should end up being 8 11/16 inches long. And like I said, this whole thing is 3.5 inches wide. I think that might be about it. If there's anything else that I missed, please let me know, and I'll try to get a measurement and get back to you. Yeah, it looks like a face. Yeah. So when you go to put this together, you have to put the bar inside first, and that cotter pin stops it from going through. And then the other bar, I'm trying to do this one-handed, the other side, come on, there it is. Okay, the other side will go on like that. All right, and that gives you your pivot bar for your support arms. And then your arm would go on here, and then you put your cotter pin through to hold your arm on. Yep, and then your 3-point hitch would bolt on here with the wedge washers and spacers to give it the angle that it needs. You can get really creative with that if you want to. I just happened to find the whole kit off of a tractor a guy had for sale that came with the wedge washers and spacers, so I'm going to use them. But you just need to kick it out, I think about 2 inches or so at the top maybe, and however you can at the bottom, about 2 inches at the top. Now this one did come with the long arm lever, so it's gonna clear the fenders on GTs. I don't know if a regular medium length arm on a 3-point is gonna fit on a GT, or if only the long ones will. It does have to be a 4-bolt 3-point hitch. I know the really early Suburbans had the 2-point hitch with a really short arm on them. Those aren't going to work on here, I don't think. I could be wrong. I've never had one of those hitches. So, yeah, any questions, comments, just give me a shout, comment, do whatever you need to, and I'll, if you got any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I got time to take care of it. I work a regular job around here, so, yep. Thanks a lot.